The country we live in today was born not on July 4, 1776, but on December 7, 1941. America's role on the global stage, the size of our State Department and foreign aid program, the size of our military, the size of our intelligence services, the birth of our nuclear arsenal, and the fact there has been no World War III in 7 decades, all began at Pearl Harbor. Nearly the whole of Japan's Navy did not want to attack American soil. It took a number of years for the Army to cow them into it, and along the way, nearly every Japanese leader had very mixed feelings about going ahead. During this tumultuous period, it very well might have happened that Washington talked Tokyo into a truce and Pearl Harbor would have never happened. In the final months, Japanese leaders were living in an echo chamber, hypnotizing themselves out of any kind of logic. It was impossible then, as it is now, for the U.S. military to create a defense strategy against an enemy that had lost its mind. When they saw the situation running out of control, Japan's ambassadors in Washington went behind the backs of their government to suggest Roosevelt write Hirohito a letter of friendship directly to resolve their differences. The president did it, but an army officer stationed at Tokyo's cable office made sure that the president's message to the emperor arrived too late at the imperial palace. That same major also delayed Tokyo's own message to Washington, ending diplomatic negotiations. One of my favorite stories in the book comes from the lead Japanese dive bomber, Zenji Abe. Years after the war, when he was a police officer, Abe learned that Tokyo had not declared war before attacking America, and he was mortified with shame. He spent the 1980s traveling across Japan to find the surviving airmen who participated in the attack on Pearl Harbor and convinced them to sign a letter of apology. He became the Japan Friends of Pearl Harbor Society, and for the 50th anniversary, he convinced a group of his fellow pilots to go to Hawaii. There, they met Richard Fisk, a Marine bugler aboard the USS West Virginia. Mr. Fisk suddenly hugged me, Takeshi Maeda said, and I told him, "I'm so sorry for sinking your ship," but he said, "No, don't say sorry, because it was a war between two nations, and we were soldiers, and it was our duty to fight."